Welcome to Scorekeeping 101. The purpose of scorekeeping is to provide accurate and official records for the game. Your goals during the game will be to provide real-time information to the umpires and coaches. Let's take a look at the basic layout of the scorebook. At the top of any scorebook, they will have a field that looks similar to this. You'll write down the opponent. It may say visitor or home team. You'll record the field, the umpire's name, the date, and it's really important to write the start time, as in our league, the games are timed at 70 minutes, so we need to know exactly when the game started. So here's a zoomed in shot of a basic scorebook. You've got the number on the player's back, that goes in the very first column. We've got the player's name, and then we've got the position number. We'll spend more time on that in a little bit. In more advanced scorekeeping, they will change the inning and the player's name based on substitution. In our league, we don't have substitution. Every girl plays every inning. So we'll go ahead and leave that second line blank under Abby's name, and the innings column will remain blank also. Okay, so I've got my first 4 players listed with the number on their back, their name, and their position number. The next section has 2 boxes and then 3 boxes. Again, some books do it differently. Sometimes they're vertical. The 2 boxes is where you'll mark the strikes, and the 3 boxes is where you will mark balls. So every single pitch gets a mark in the book. When the player gets a hit, you will mark that home run, triple, double, single. Hit by pitch can be HBP or HP, and then BB is a walk, or what's known as a base on balls. Most people will say that knowing the position numbers is probably the most challenging part of being a new scorekeeper. Okay, so each position has a number. The pitcher is number 1. The catcher is number 2. Then we swing over to first base is number 3. Second base is 4. Jump over to third base, number 5. Shortstop 6. Left field 7. Center field 8. And right field 9. These numbers help you keep track. As the ball is hit and plays are made, we're not writing a combination of letters. We're writing the same numbers every time. If the ball is hit to the pitcher, it will say 1 and then to whom she threw it. Alrighty, let's pause this video here and do a self-check. See if you can remember which position goes with each number. And your answers one more time. I appreciate that the numbers are located on the field where the player goes, but sometimes remembering left field and right field isn't as easy as it looks. Remembering that shortstop is 6 when it's slightly counterintuitive. Right? When we're counting around the field, it seems like it should be a different number, but shortstop is in fact 6. Alrighty, so you've got all the basic parts, and now the game is ready to start. We'll pretend we're the visitors, and Abby is up first. She gets a quick strike. So we put a slash or we color in the box for her first strike. Then she gets a ball. And then she gets to first base. How? I have to make sure that I circle that she got a single. Okay? In rec ball, we don't record errors, so just leave that out. If she makes it safely to first, we give her a 1B. Now it's Blair's turn to hit. Ball 1. Ball 2. Ball 3. Okay, if Blair walks, we circle BB and we put her on first base. You'll notice there aren't 4 balls to check off. After 3 balls, the play happens, and in this case, it's a walk, BB. So that tells us the result of the 4th pitch. Okay, so if she walks, it's a BB. If she gets hit by a pitch, you would just circle the HP. And now Blair is on first base, which moves Abby to second base. So we have to go back up to the previous batter and move her with an additional line over to second base. So now if I were to look at the book, I see Blair is at first and Abby is now at second. Alrighty, we have no outs, runners on first and second, and Chloe comes to bat. She gets 2 quick strikes. Chloe is swinging at everything. She strikes out, and she strikes out swinging. So we put a K in the middle of the field, and it's a regular K. I say it that way because if she watches the 3rd pitch go by and the umpire calls strike 3, then you put it as a backwards K. After Chloe strikes out, we put a 1 in a circle in the bottom left-hand corner. You can choose a different corner. I put it in the same one every time. Okay, so now we've got runners on first and second with 1 out. And Danny comes to the plate. She's got 2 balls and 1 strike. She has now hit the ball to shortstop, and shortstop threw her out at first base. You record the 2 in the bottom corner. Now if you put your eyes back up to Abby, you'll notice that there's a half line with a cut across it. Abby got caught trying to steal third. Okay, so the pitcher caught her and threw it to the 3rd baseman for a tag play. And that makes Abby the 3rd out of the game. Okay, so that sometimes is a little tricky to remember that each time we have a new batter, that previous one, if she's on base, still has to have her story told as to what she does throughout the inning. Okay, so Abby made it to second. She gets cut down on the way to 3rd. So you do the little half line. You write who threw the ball and who made the out, and then you put her out in the bottom corner. Okay, that's the end of the inning. So you put a line and a squiggle. And that sounds super scientific, I know, but it does help you for the next inning so you don't accidentally mark it in the wrong inning and have to erase everything and stress yourself out. Okay, then you would flip the book and do it again for the other team. So recording outs in real time is a little tricky, right? Going back and trying to remember which position number made what throw, that's challenging. So let's take a look at some examples. I'm going to give you a second here to read each set of numbers and to determine who fielded the ball and to whom she threw it for the out. So go ahead and pause here and kind of do a mental check. If you need notes, that's okay, but our goal here is to check for understanding. Alrighty, let's see how you did. 4-3 is a second base throw to first base. 1-3 is pitcher to first base. 2-3 is catcher to first base. 1-6 is pitcher to shortstop. Maybe she's covering second base for an out. 3-2, first base throws home, catches a runner scoring. 7-5 is left field, throwing it to third base, perhaps for a force out, something like that. All right, so if you're with me so far and you're like, okay, I've got this, I think I can do the next game, fantastic, go ahead and end the video now. If you're thinking, okay, that wasn't too bad, what else is there? I've got the next level for you. You can add L for line drive, F for fly ball, or U for unassisted, meaning the player made the out by herself. When recording outs, it looks something like this. So let's pause the video again and do a self-check. and those answers. 3U is the first base made an unassisted out. Perhaps she fielded a bunt and tagged the runner running by. L1 is a line drive to first base. L1 is a line drive to the pitcher. Good thing she's wearing that mask. F9 is a fly ball to right field. 2U is the catcher making an unassisted out. Perhaps the ball got away from her. She picked it up and was able to dive and make the out at the home plate. L6, line drive to shortstop. And F4, we've got a lazy fly ball and our second baseman was able to make the out. Side note, I'm not quite sure why the U comes after the number, but the L and the F come before. That's just the way I've seen it done. Now you're ready to be on your own and be a great scorekeeper.